This artwork has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up artworks that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the artwork so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and welcome to issue 28 of building the legendary Kitt from the series Knight Rider. This is another episode where we're continuing with the engine from previous couple of weeks and months. But of course, we're going to look through the magazine first. From the series, we have episode 22 from season 1, Short Notice. Hitchhiker. Yeah, a biker gang again, obviously. Michael accidentally kills a man and is charged with murder. Oh, well, as he should be if he killed someone. But I'm sure it'll all come through clear in the end and he'll be okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, obviously lots of functions being used and everything else. The ringleader from the Sons of Satan biker gang. Michael doesn't take the danger very seriously. Yeah, go. Face to face with hardened tough guys, where Kitt obviously needs to do his stuff. Right, in this issue, we're assembling the gearbox and the fuel filter. And lots of lines, yeah, lots of cables to do. I shall sort the cables out into various things because they seem to be just labeling them as, use 28M, which doesn't really help because I've got to figure out what that is. That's 28M is fuel lines 2. Doesn't give me a length or anything, which would be useful, but I'll see if I can figure out which one is which before we get into that. And then obviously we're going to be connecting cables and things all over the place throughout the build. Computer graphics are obviously being used. Groundbreaking feature of Knight Industries 2000 in 1983. Yeah, it's become pretty standard. Yeah, computer graphics are used almost everywhere. So that's that. I'll get the cables sorted out and get the parts ready, and we'll get on with the build. Right, I think I've got the cables sorted out into the same orientation as they are in the parts list. Again, they don't give any lengths. They tell you about the screws, but they're labelled nice and easy. But I've got 2 of those and 1 of those, and that one seems to be the longest, and then there's that one, and so I've got them in the right places for that. Hopefully, I'll be able to figure it out as the build progresses. But to begin with, we're not using any of those to begin with. We're going to use a couple of BP screws, of which there are 3, so it looks like we don't need to worry about which screws are which after using those 2, because that spare one will be kept aside for later. What we are going to be doing is putting this onto there. Will that go either way round? It won't. The holes are not the same, so that's good. That's got to go that way round there with the BP screws holding that in place. That's that in a little bit, and then get the other one in first before tightening anything up. There we go. Then we can hold it better. Tighten down and get that one tightened down as well. Oh, that seems to be that's not moving, so that's good. Then we're going to be using some EM screws. Probably quite a lot of those going on, so I'll get a few of them out. We need 2 to begin with, and we're going to be putting that bracket, the oil pan thing, onto the bottom of here, that way round, put in there like that, and these screws will hold that in place. These 2 silver pieces are obviously metal, the rest of this is plastic. In there, one in next to it. This is the easy stuff. This is the, just do what it says without having to guess at what any of the pipes are. The pipe bit is going to be the interesting, fun and bit where you've got to work some stuff out a little bit. So that's that on the bottom there. We're going to need 2 more EM screws because we're going to be attaching that to the whole thing. That way up, they're going through there, holding that in place on there. Quite easy. You can get to both of those, although it looks like one of them you can't, but I think you can. Yeah, maybe not with the slightly thicker electric screwdriver that I've got here. In fact, I think I might need to go for a thinner one to get all the way up to there. Let's get both of those in. One and that one. That tightens down a bit, making the engine really coming out. This is obviously the gearbox section. So that's on there. Next up, we need a couple more of those, obviously. Actually, 3 more of those. I had 1 more out, so let's get 2 more out. Right, then we're going to be putting that on the end there, while this goes on the other side. Then the 3 screws hold that all together. So that's going to go there, that's going to go there like that. That's loose but held. While I've got this screwdriver out, it's just as easy to use this one for now. Middle one in just to hold it together. Let's get both of those in as well. Nice and easy. So that's got the engine all joined up, all fitting together. Plenty of places to attach all of these pipes and tubes and hoses and things now. But before we got the last bit to put together, that just pops together. Does it matter which way up? Don't think it does. Try it and see. It's lining up okay that way around, so we'll say it might not matter. It might, but I got it the right way around anyway. So then we're using these 2 28Ms onto the both ends of this. That's easy. As is that. Right, that's very, very easy. I like doing that. Now, this is then going to attach with 28H, which is one of these 2. Let me just get these back where I need them to be, so I can still tell from flicking back a page to tell which is which. So this is going onto the top part of that, like that. Right, actually I'm going to move all these back a bit. Right, because I'm going to need, I don't need a screwdriver anymore. I've got no more screw. Well, I've got a couple of screws in there, but I don't think I'm going to be using them yet. So this is going, let's get everything the right way around. That way up, around here. Right. So H, the one that I've just got, is going onto one of those. It's black against black. I can't quite tell again which one's which. Have a closer look. Looks like it's probably the one on the left, but I can't really tell. All right, and this is going to be going on at the other bit that I had trouble with last time. So let me get that one on the last. That one's going to go on the end one here. That's easy. Okay, and this one's going to go on there. Also easy. And this one is going to go onto that bit that we attached that might still be a little bit loose. So I'm going to prepare to attach it if I need to. I think I might be all right. Got on there. So that's all. So far, so good. Right. I assume that's going to fit somewhere or attach somewhere or something, but at the moment it's just floating loose. So we're turning this over. We're going to use a 28L, which is the long one, funnily enough. There we go. So this is going through there. and onto there, onto the other end of that, leaving the one in the middle to do, which is obviously great fun. That one goes on there. Past the other end, under the turd as directed. So just got to go under there, which is sort of through that gap there. Comes out the other side, and we'll worry about that later. But that's come unplugged from here anyway, so I obviously didn't get that on there far enough. Trouble when it's black over black, you can't actually tell. So that seems to be on there securely now. That's that. All right, next up, step 9, 28K, which is the thick one. Goes on the end of, I wish they wouldn't keep making me turn this around because I don't know what's going on the end here. On the end of the big gold bit. Okay. The other end of that is not going anywhere yet. Right, the positive battery cable, 28I, which is this long one, into the rear post of 26H. That's not very helpful. Right. So if we've got it this way around now, make sure you get the orientation right before you play around with anything else. So this is going on to up here. That one's easy. He says, not being able to get it on there. I think that could go on a bit further as well. Okay, that's that on there. And then this goes on to onto the other end, the end of this bit down in here. There. That's just got to twiddle all the way around. One end of that is not connected. That's the bit that's come up of there. Right. Yeah, lots of playing around and teasing and things. I'm going to put that around this side of that. Attach that to there. Okay. Then I'm going to manage to get this connected back up to there again. Thought I had it on there securely enough, but apparently I didn't. Can't go on any further than that. So that's that. Next I need N. Got a 28. Our 28N is the other little one that I couldn't see. Alright, that one is going there and there. So get the tricky one in first, which is up underneath here. On there. Okay, and then the other end of this goes on up there. Right. Aren't we lucky to have all these pipes and tubes that you're never going to be able to see afterwards? Right, so I've got another H, which is going, again, still under here, so we're going to turn it around again. That post there. There, all right, and the other end of that is going just under the wires and hanging out the end. Like that. Okay, so we've got a couple of wires not going anywhere yet. We've got one spare wire, which it does say there should be a spare wire. And yeah, so we've got the big tube, that one that are not going anywhere yet, and that one coming out here. So yeah, that's that for this build. So far so good. I'm quite happy with how that's come along. It was a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a right nightmare, but so far that's that. I'm assuming we're going to be connecting this and other parts of that very shortly. So yeah, so far so good. Thank you very much. I shall see you very shortly for finding out what's going to happen with all of this. I think we're going to install it to the car, and then these are going to connect to the body of the car. That makes sense to me. All right. Thank you very much. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.